Hello, friends. Cheryl here with Inked Pulp, and this is a very impromptu live. I don't know if we'll get anybody here, but people can watch the replay. I have been working so hard on cleaning up my space that I thought I would do a little play. I wanted to do some play, and I found these while I was cleaning up. These are old vintage, they're a little rusty. They're these key tags with the silver around them. And yesterday I took some ink and I soaked them in ink so that they are nice and, colored. And then today I just started decorating. I got this one out. I stamped a little butterfly on it and put a little piece of lace that I had around and a little button. I am going to do the back because these are going to be a little bulky, so they're going to need to go like hanging off the side of a journal or on the spine or someplace where the bulk won't, matter. And then on the back, I stamped a little rose flower, but it kind of got a little squished. So I'm going to decorate the back as well. And I'm just picking out lace and there we go. There's a piece of lace. I'm just going to glue it down. I'm not even going to try to, do anything special with it. Okay. There we go. So there's some lace. Now, how about, let's look and see. I think I've got some stamps in here. There they are. And so maybe we'll just stick a little stamp on here. This side's got some yellow on it. That one's too big. I'm looking for a little stamp. I don't want to put anything too big because these little key ring things are not that big. So this one says win the war. I probably don't want to put a war-based. And if I don't find anything in here, oh, there we go. There we go. There's a little blue stamp. Now, I'm really trying to keep this place clean, you guys. I worked so hard to clean up my space, and I have got to keep it this way. I really do. So I'm just looking at little, bits and bobs. What can I add? Okay, so there's a stamp. What else could I put on that to make it interesting? I've got some little tiny buttons. Let's see if I can see where they. Okay, here we go. These are little tiny buttons. Oh, it looks like I might have somebody who joined. If you've joined, speak up, please. Say hello. What if we put that on there? But I don't want it this color necessarily. So let's do a wild honey. Come on. Okay, now I'll show you a little trick. So this is not sticking. The surface is too slick. So what I'm going to do is get myself a little piece of sandpaper and turn this button over, and I'm just going to rough it up. Give it some tooth so that the ink has something to stick to. You guys ever done this before? This works really well when something is not sticking, and it doesn't have to be ink. It could be glue, it could be, anything that's just not sticking to the slick surface. Could be paper that you rough up. It could be, in this case, it's a button. See how much better that works now? There, we got a little color on it. And it worked just fine with that. Now, I want to add a little bit of, I don't know if this is going to fit through there. I want to put a little bit of thread. No, that's not going to fit. Way too big. So we'll take a little bit of this embroidery thread, and I'll just take a few strands of it, not the whole thing, if I can find the end of it. There it is. Okay. Oh, you guys should see my room now. It is getting so clean. Hey, I got 3 folks in here. Speak up, say hello. I am just playing. I sat down to play, and I thought, I might as well just turn on the camera. And I'm making these little keyring things. I'm decorating them for Dangles. Okay, come on. And this is a little tiny, tiny button. But I know this. I've just got 3 strands of embroidery thread. I took it down from 6. So I thought I would just come live and decorate these things and see where it takes me. And if you guys want to watch and follow along, you certainly can. If you want to join in the conversation, you certainly can. Or if you just want to sit up in the balcony. You can do that as well. Well, look at that. I've got some thumbs up. Thank you all. All right, so now that thread is tied on. Let's snip those ends. Come on. Boy, this is a tiny little button. I don't know if this is a doll button or what, but it's tiny. And I'm just going to put it on. Actually, maybe I'll put it down here. Yes, I'm recording a video. My husband, he's out working outside. I don't know.
I gotta go and get some gas and filter. I gotta take Danny.
All right. Sorry about that, you guys. Hubby's going on an errand and he just wanted to let me know. Mainly to let me know that he's taking the dog with him, so I guess I don't worry about where she is. All right, there's that. Okay, that's on with some Fabri-Tac. And then, let's see, I need to do a little better job cleaning out the top of this Fabri-Tac bottle. It's not flowing real good. And then we'll put this on here. Now, before I put this on here, I'm going to just kind of I'm going to just glue it kind of in the middle because I may want to. Holy cow, that is just not coming out. Welcome in, whoever just joined. If you'd like to pop down and say hello, I've just got some of these little key ring things that I'm decorating. I did this side. I got a stamp of a butterfly. And I put a little lace and a little button. This side, I've got a little more of that lace. There's a stamp behind it. You can't really see it. And I've got a little postage stamp and then a little tiny, tiny button. But I am going to find my little bitty Tim Holtz pieces. I know they're in here. There they are. And maybe we'll put something else on here, something real tiny. Yep. We'll put that in there. And I didn't put the glue all the way out to the edges, so I can stick it underneath. All right. There. There's that one. Isn't that cute? Now, again, like I said earlier, these are going to have to go on a spine or, on the edge of a page tab or, the cover or something because they are bulky. All right. Let's pick the next one. Let's see, what else do I have that I could use? Let's see if I have. Oh, no. I've got some letters. Let's see, what letter would I like to put on here? How about an R? Now, I had these little rings out, and I think while I'm decorating, I might take them out again because if you're going to stamp, these things don't lay real flat with that ring in it. There we go. All right. So let's... I'm trying to think. I could probably stamp a little word. What would I like to put on there? How about the word N? We're going to stamp now. O. I got that over pretty far. Didn't want to put it over that far, but that's okay. N-O. Now, there we go. So we've got the word now on there. What else do we want to put on there? Let's see if we've got anything in the lace bucket. I've got this little piece of lace that I could put on along the bottom. So this exercise is just about finding small items. I'm going to get another pair of tweezers out here and see if I can't clean up that clog in there. I need to get a new bottle and put a new top on it. Get rid of this one. Get that off of here. There, now it's coming out. All right. Okay. So I've got that so far. What else do we want to put on here? I've got these little bits. Oh yeah, let's put that down there. I've got these little bits that I cut off of another piece of lace, and I had these little bits left over, and I thought, you know what, I bet these will come in handy at some point. And so there we go. Now I also have, I've got this little bits and bobs jar, and in here I have, there we go. I have some little black flowers. There we go. Do I want to put that on there? Yeah, I think I do. And as I look at this now, I think, what in the world am I ever going to use this for? But, some project will come along and this will be just the perfect piece for it. Isn't that always the way it works? And sometimes you hold on to things for, over a year. You just have them in your stash, and then at some point, the right piece comes along and the right project comes along. Now, I also have, trying to think of what I want to put in there. I've got some little tiny brads that I could cut the legs off and put a center in that. We could add a little pop of color in there. I could put a little red one. Let's put a little red one. And this is the other way that I use brads sometimes. I will cut the legs off if I don't want to put them through. Now, this is a real fiddly little, this is a tiny, tiny little brad, and it doesn't have any legs on it, so there's nothing to hang on to. All right, I'm going to need to cut that a little bit closer because I've still got a little bit of the legs hanging off of it, and it's not letting it lay flat. Whoops. You know what I might need to do? Here's the other thing I do sometimes. Turn it upside down so the legs are on the surface. I'm having a hard time getting it there. And then just press it down so the legs kind of buckle. And you know what? I'm not able to do that, so I'm just going to get a pair of pliers and put them top and bottom and just squeeze. There we go. Not so hard that it flattens the brad because it's got a little bit of a rounded top, but enough that it pushes those legs down. Hiya, Rose. I am just playing. I have been working so hard to clean things up in here. And then I thought, I just want to get some stuff out and play. And then I thought, well, why not turn on the camera and what I've got are these little keyring things, and I'm making them into little dangles with some stamping and lace. And the thing is, if they're going to be dangles, you really kind of have to decorate both sides because you'll see both sides if it's dangling. All right, I got it. That was a fiddly little thing. Let's see. Hello, ladies. Can't chat but can watch. Okay, well, watch away. Hopefully you'll see something here that'll inspire you a little bit. All right, there we go. There's that one. Isn't that cute? So let's turn it over and see what we can do here. I've got this little flower. This is my box of stamps from when I used to get the Your Creative Studio boxes, and they would always send you a stamp every month. And I saved them, and I've got some little ones, but I've also got some big ones that, like, that's the top of a lighthouse. I think I might use that. Don't have to use the whole stamp. Oh, there we go. And then let's stamp another one just right up here. Kind of going off the... There we go. Look at that. And then we can... There we go. There's a little lighthouse. And you won't see a lot of that stamping unless we were to just leave it like that. But you won't see a lot of the stamping, but it's there. And it may just peek through. All right, let's see what... I've also got down here a whole big bin of scrap fabrics, and I've got some that are tiny, teeny, teeny, tiny. Let's see. So we did black and white kind of on the other side. Let's see. I think I have some black and white fabric in here. If not, I'm sure that I've got some black seam binding. So if I made like a little ruffle, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I've got my head down in this bin. So I apologize for that. But I can make just a little ruffle. Okay. That black or dark blue? I think that's dark blue. Yeah, let's use this one. All right, let's... Don't know how well this will tear. This is a pretty heavy fabric. Hey, Rose, if you're still there listening, I posted a video of the final flip through of that nursing journal. I'm actually going to deliver it tomorrow. So if you want to, see how it came out, you can go look at the final flip through video. I love how it came out. I was so pleased with it. Okay, let's make just a little tiny ruffle. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get, rather than sew it, I'm going to get my tiny attacher and I'm going to staple it together before I cut it off. There. All right. There. Now we can put that down as a little ruffle, and then I can put a button or something else on top of it. So you see we've got that. Oh, you know what else I have? And then I could put some small. I have got, back to this little jar, I have got some little tiny bows in here, and I thought there was a black one in here. See, dark blue. I've got red. I don't want red. And I may not want this black one. It may be too big. There's the black one. I think that's black. Let me make sure it's not dark blue. Yep, it's black. I don't know if I want that or a teeny tiny button on there. I wish you guys could talk to me and tell me. I think the bow's too much. I'm going to leave it out, but I think it's too much. Lost one of those little tiny flowers. Okay. Let's see what else can we put on here. Oh, I have got these tiny little stars. Let me move my mouse or I'm going to end up kicking us out of here. I've got these tiny little star brads that I bought from somebody. If I can poke that through, I can, but you can't see it. Because it's too dark on the dark fabric. So let's see. I have got oh, now the edge is silver, so what if I did a silver? And by the way, if you don't want these things to have silver edges, you can take the waxes and put some wax on it. You can put some alcohol ink on it. You can put some of your permanent inks out of your ink pad. You can cover up that. Oh yeah. Look at that. Isn't that great? And then we'll just cut it off a little bit. Oh, I pulled it open. I'm going to have to staple it together again because I pulled it open. So sometimes when you work with these little tiny pieces, they get real fiddly and they can be frustrating. I just take my time and there. That should be good. This one didn't. That should be good. And then I was cutting these prongs off just a little bit. They're a little bit too long. Come on. And so we'll put this in here. It's not wanting to go in, so no worries. I'm going to find my little pokey tool. Just going to poke a little hole through that. Well, dadgummit. You know what I think I'm going to have to do? Because I keep pulling this apart. I can't put the legs through, and I love that fringe that's coming up there. So I'm just going to, I've got some wire cutters here from my jewelry days. And I'm just going to put a good amount of, I see we got more people in. Speak up, everybody. Say hello. I'm just making some little, tiny dangles and fun things. And I was just sitting here playing at my desk, and I thought, I should probably just turn on the camera so that we can all play together. There we go. Well, that took a little bit of doing. But there we go. I've got this little tiny ruffle. And I'm going to put it right here on the side of this. I'm going to let it hang off the side. Then you can see the stamping there. And then what I want to do is put, let's see. I wanted to put like something just down the side here. Not that. I was thinking maybe that I would get, just to see what other little things I have. So if I put these little pieces, I don't know what these are, and I don't even remember where I got them. Nope, those might be too big. Those are even too big. All right, let's no, can't do that. All right, let's take some little tiny flat back pearls. And let's put those down. And if I need to color them black, I can. And I've got these in a really small size. So we can put these around kind of in an arc following that silver band. They actually look okay, I think, on the white. They stand out and they kind of go with the silver. One looks a little bit bigger than the other ones. Yep, and I think those are even too big. I think we need these little teeny tiny ones. Yep, yep. These are a bugger to put on, but once they're on, they're great. Could even do like 5 of them. All right, let me get these turned over so you can see them. So I'm going to put these. And then what I'll do is just put little dots of glue, and then I'll put them in the dots of glue. 1, 2, 3. 4. Whoops. Went right through the hole. 4. This little guy doesn't want to get picked up. He just doesn't want to go. The rest of them are all on. Let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. And so, yeah, those are cute. They're little tiny ones. And so we'll just put them around like that for decoration. All right, let me drop them off. I'm going to put this on with art glitter glue because I think it will hold them, and it's easier than messing with the Fabri-Tac. All right, don't be shy. If you want to come down and say hello, ouch, please do so. I poked myself. So, whoops. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Oh, hey! Hi, Jacqueline. Yes, work away. I was just playing, and I thought, I might as well just turn on the camera, and share my playtime with anybody who might be out there. It was not a planned thing. It was not anything I announced. So I didn't expect to get a whole bunch of people, but thank you, ma'am. These are little tiny, and I think some of this glue might have dried. I might have to re-glue a couple of them. Yeah, I had a really rough day yesterday. My back was killing me. For those of you who may not have heard, yeah, these are just these little key tags. And so on this side, I'm going to have to clean off some of that Fabri-Tac glue because I got too much on there. But I can take my glue eraser, I think, and erase it off. But on this side, I stamped now, put a little lace. I had these little black dots. And then for a little pop of color, I put red in it. And then on the back side of that, I stamped the top of a lighthouse, added a little ruffle. Yeah, I dyed them with my inks. I used, I think, walnut stain. And then I put a few little, isn't that fun? And then this was the first one I did. I stamped a butterfly, put a little piece of lace on, a little flower button, and then on the back I had some of the same lace, tiny button, a stamp, and a little piece of ephemera. Now let me put the lid back on these before I spill them all over the place, because that would be just like me to spill all those pearls, and then I would not be a happy camper. All right, thank you, ma'am. So anyway, I was telling everybody else, I don't know if you've not been here before or you missed my update. So back in July, I fell and I broke my femur. And I'm looking to see how long I've been live. It's like 46 minutes. We'll do these other two and then we'll call it quits. I fell and broke my femur. And I had to have surgery, and I was in a rehab center. And I not only broke my femur, that was my right leg. Then I broke one of my metatarsal bones on my left foot. And then I've been having all this back pain, and I thought it was from being in the rehab center. I thought their furniture was just really not very comfortable. And I got home and I was still having these awful back pains. So when I was at the doctor last week, I was telling him, and he said, well, we got to take an x-ray of your leg. So let's just, isn't that pretty? We could put that on there like that. I'm just going to do that. He said, I'll just take an x-ray of your back too, since it's bothering you so much. And it turns out that I have a compression fracture in my L3 vertebrae. So I really did it right. I had 3 fractures from, well, I don't know. The femur, I think, is considered a full-blown break because it broke all the way across. But I ended up with all these injuries from that one fall. Okay, so there's some little lace. And then, let's see. I love having, do y'all have a little lace jar like this where you just have little extra pieces of stuff? I have this, and this got so full I had to start another box for it, for my small scraps of lace. So yeah, yesterday was a bad day. Boy, I was hurting. I was a hurting unit yesterday. Okay, we could put that pink down there. That little pink bow. And then, I don't know, maybe some kind of button. Oh no. I see something I want. I don't know if that's going to sit flat on there. Or I could hang this as another dangle. I could just hang it down, hanging down. I don't know. Let's see what I got for buttons over here. And this is just one of my bags of buttons. Oh, Lordy girls, I have so many buttons. And as I'm cleaning up my room, oh, look at these. They're fish. And look at these. Aww. They're little sheep. And I've got these roses. These came from, I think, an estate sale. There's some more sheets. Handmade in New Zealand. Oh, wow. Thought I saw some little pink one. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. That is a button. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this came from an estate sale. I just grabbed the bag of buttons and nothing little enough in here. Put this back here. Hang on a sec. Let me get my other bag. I've got bags of buttons. I've got boxes of buttons. I have thousands and thousands of buttons. All right, let's see what's in here because I bet we can find something in here. And I think I had some little pink ones in here. Let's see. Oh, these are little hearts. I could cut off the back of that and put a heart with it. Where did I have those little tiny? I had a bag and I had it out in this video and it had little tiny pink buttons in it. Okay, not that. Let me take one of these off. And let's see if I can. Yep. Pretty good. And then what I like to do is, if you have the shanks on and you cut them off and they still stick out, just get a little piece of sandpaper and rub it around and you will flatten it out. Okay. So I think we said to put the bow right down here. Actually, let's do it on this side because there's less. Let's do it on that side. And then that's not working so great. So let's see what else we could do. What else do I have with little bits and bobs? What happened to that? Look at these. This would be fun. I love having these little jars of things. Where'd they go? There they are. Let's see. Oh, I've got that too. Let me get the rest of these back in here. I love having all these little jars of things, little things. I must have another bag of buttons out here because I know I had a bag with some little tiny pink buttons in it. They were hot pink. Now I've got these. And I've got like a, oh my goodness. Look at that ladybug. Isn't it cute? So I've got a bright pink or a pink pink, like just a muted pink. Right here. Look at that ladybug. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Now, I need you guys to tell me, take a look at this. Rose, if you can take a quick break, tell me, do you like the light pink or the dark pink with this? Because the lace is light pink. Tell me which one you like. I love these. The dark one, okay. And we could put that dark ladybug on another little piece of lace that would hang over. Let's see if these are stickers on the back or if they have to glue down. I think these are the cutest thing. I don't think they're stickers, although they look like they have a plastic coating on the back, but that could just be for cute. Yeah, contrast. I agree. So don't throw all those little tiny bits of lace and stuff away, because you can use them. You know, if you make little things like this, just get yourself a jar. It could be a mason jar. This is an old vase. One of those. I have 100 of these in my laundry room. You know, my kid will send me flowers, and I'll get one of those. You know, they're not real expensive. They're cheap glass vases, and he'll send me flowers, and they'll come with one of those vases, and they're great for stuff like this. Oh, too much glue. Where's my? Is. All right, let's. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Isn't that just the cutest thing? And then I've got this little. I know the lace has flowers on it, but I've got this little pink flower that I could put down next to the ladybug. I think I might do that, but I'll put it. Maybe not. What else have I got in here? What else have I got in here? Let's look. And maybe that's dangle enough. Maybe I leave it at that, and if I want to add more later, when I go to use it, I can. But I love these little, and I've had these little ladybugs for a long time and just didn't know how to use them. Okay, let's. That goes on there. That goes on there. Oh, I know what I have. I have these little gems that actually, where did my tweezers go? I don't know, but here's a pair. Let's see if I have any that are. Oh, I think that just sets it off. How about that? What do you guys think of that? Just two of these little gems. They are pink. They're probably not showing up pink on the camera, but they are pink in the middle. I like that. I'm going to put it down. It just kind of fills in that space a little bit. This is why I like having lots of little things hanging out at my desk. So I can always find something that, something that works. Okay, let's do this and this. So if you guys aren't sure, if you're having a hard time, like deciding what do I work on? What do I do with all this stuff? Just start putting stuff together. Just like I just started with a piece of lace and then looking around at all my things that I have that could go with it, and something will materialize out of all that. All right, there's that one. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Except that this one is not really that pink color. It's more of a purpley color. Let me find another pink one in here. I know there's more of them. There. All right. There's that little dangle. All right. What about the other side? Let me just do this other side real quick and then I'll call it a video because I have been at this for over an hour now. If somebody's watching back the replay, they don't want to, well, they can always turn it off if they don't want to see it. Nope, not that. How about that little brown piece of lace with just the, just that. Just that little bow, and then I need something in the middle of the bow. Okay. This is the back. And then let's see, what shall we put in the middle of it? Oh, that's not sticking. I guess we're going to have to get a little Fabri-Tac. Goober, the glue goober off of there. Oh, itchy nose. All right, there's that. And then I want to put, well, I've got this. No, I don't like that. It's too big. I wonder if I took another couple of these pink ones and put them right in the middle, and then it would be a little cohesive with the other side. Nope, I don't like that. So I wonder if I have some. Hang on. I have another thought. Get up here and get. I've got some little blingy dots up here that we could maybe use. Oh, one of these. I'm still looking. Give me a second here. Okay. I've got two choices here. I can put. Oh, hi, Stacy. Yeah, I like working with the small stuff. So here I have some little tiny. Well, let's look at this first because I really like these. This might be too big, though. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to be too big. So let's look at those other ones that I tried on there. They had like little bezels around them, so they didn't look quite right. Maybe we just put one in there. Maybe one's enough. Let's see. Good night. Small stuff can drive you crazy, that's for sure. But it's worth it in the end because I really like working with the little pieces. I like making little things. Little tiny things. One is enough, you think? So there's two. So everybody take a good look. There's two. And there's one. I would pull that down a little more in the middle. And there's one just in the middle. What do you think? You like just the one, Stacy? I kind of like just the one too. It doesn't, this is a little piece and it doesn't overpower it. Yeah, I still like one too. Jacqueline, you have a thought? I like the one. Now my hands are getting all gluey. Okay, let's put a little Fabri-Tac right in the middle. This is the part that I don't like, trying to get these little fiddly things. And I used to have one of those pickup sticks, you know, that was kind of sticky on one end. And you could grab stuff with it. And I don't have it anymore. I don't know whatever happened to it. I need to get another one. Diamond art stick. Oh, for the diamond art. There you go. All right. So there's another one. There's the ladybug side with the lace, and there's the bow side. And then that could just hang and dangle. Let me show you again. This one has some lace, a stamp, and some little ephemera with a button, tiny button. This one has a butterfly stamp with a little lace and a flower button. This one has the word now stamped on it with lace, a black flower, which I need to clean the glue off of, and a red dot in the middle, and then some lace down at the bottom. And then on the other side, I stamped a lighthouse. It's got a little ruffle here, and then some little pearls around the side. So that's what we made. I still have one more. Should we work on it? I'm over an hour. I'm an hour and 12 minutes. I guess someone could fast forward if they wanted to. Let's. Yes, you are here, and I appreciate that, Stacy. Oh, there we go. Look at that right in the middle. Get this off of the edge. There's a little stamp right in the middle. I'm going to put this same stamp. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with the other side for here. There we go. Oops. So we got some stamping, which isn't going to show a whole lot, but it's there. There's that. Let's see, what else shall we put on this? What color theme should we give this? Hmm. A brighter one. Okay, like white lace. Here's a little bit of lace that will just go right across the. I think I like that. All right. Yellow, maybe. Well, I have one that has some yellow on it, but I can put more yellow on this too, out over the top of this lace. There, we have that. Now, let me look in my flowers. I'm making quite a mess here, but it won't take me long to clean it up. I've got flowers upon flowers upon flowers. Now, I do have these pink and white ones that I can use. Let's see, I've got some other real tiny ones. I just have to find them. I've got purple. There's some little purple pansies. Those would be pretty on there. There's some aqua blue. Ooh, there's green and pale yellow. Those would be pretty. That's a springy mix. There's some white ones. Ah, there's yellow. Look long enough, you're bound to find what you're looking for. Okay, how about if we look at putting that pink one with a couple of these yellow ones. Around the bottom of it and just call it good with those flowers. What do you think? Pansies are nice, would go with a yellow. What about something like this? Lay that down a little bit and then a couple of yellow. Stop sticking to my fingers. I know they're gluey. Ah, what if I made a little cluster of flowers like that? Do you like that? They're not glued down, so they're moving around, but I would cluster the yellow around the base of the pink one. So it'd be yellow and pink. Do you like that? The pansy, what, in the middle? Well, I've got Good night, they make these things hard to get into. Okay, that's a smaller one. That's a smaller one. Yeah, not a lot of texture in the pansy. I'm not liking the pansy as much. I'm liking the pink better because it stands up and gives a lot of dimension. Yeah, no, I know. You got to look at everything. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna start gluing this down. And we'll have a floral here. Put this up in the corner. You know me, I like to craft by committee. Yeah, it's too flat. It needs some, might be good on something else, but on this, I think it's too flat because there's too much texture on these. Okay. Come on. Okay, let's start down here. Put that one down there. Then I've got some that are sparkly. So what's everybody up to today? What you doing, Stacy? Jacqueline, I'm guessing that you're dyeing fabrics or some, not fabrics, but paper or some such thing. Hanging at home? I hang at home every day. Hey, if you haven't seen it yet, Stacy, go to my channel, and I have a series of videos where I made a journal, but I have the flip through I just did the other day, and it's a journal for she's a certified nurse's assistant, and she took care of me when I was in the rehab facility with my leg. And she did such a wonderful job. And she saw one of my journals because I got one, well, not mine. I got one that I won in the mail, and my husband brought it to me up at the rehab facility. And she saw it and she just loved it. And so I thought I would make her one, and I finished it, and I finished it on, I don't know, Saturday, I think. And I called up there and I asked if she was working, and they said no, she doesn't work again until Wednesday. So I've been waiting all this time to go up there and give it to her. But if you're interested, you can go look at the video. So there, what do you think about that? A little bit of lace and some flowers, and that's a lot brighter. And a little bit of stamping that you can see. You like that one, Stacy? Let me put these back. put these back. Because if I don't put stuff away as I go, then it never gets put away. Yeah, I think it's cute too. It's a little floral. Now, on the other side, what I want to do is I want to use one of these. I like the yellow and I like the green. The yellow's a really pale yellow. And I'm not thinking I'll put a whole lot back here. Like maybe just one and a little bit of lace under it. And so this is the pale yellow. You open it up a little. It's got kind of wonky. Here's the pale yellow. Kind of shield it from the light a little so you can see it. And then some of these, the little pearl is not right in the middle, and I don't feel like taking it off and putting it back on. And there's the green. What do you think? Yellow or green? Oh, one with a leaf. Yes. With this, if I only put, yes, absolutely. And I have some. You like the yellow or the green? I like both. But I like this green a little better because it has a little kind of pink in the middle. Yellow to stay in the color theme. Yeah. Let's see, where's there they are. Oh, that leaf might be too big. It might be too big. I thought I've got some other ones in here. Let me look. Oh, there we go. Here's some. Those are the same thing. Okay, I think one of those will work. Let's. Yeah, I could trim it, but let's see what these will look like if I just do. It's magnetic and it sticks to everything. Okay, what if we put this here? And this yellow flower here. What do you think about that? I like that. I like that better than just that one single leaf. I like it a lot. It'll look better once it's glued down. Low battery. Hang on, let me grab my iPad's running out of juice. I run this through StreamYard, but I watch it on iPad. All right, let's. This would be pretty in a botanical journal. Hang it off one of the pages off the side of the journal. Okay, let's hold it a sec and let it set up. Oh, and then you can even see some of the stamping coming through. I like that a lot. It's simple. It's got some stamping and some leaves and a flower and some glue strings, which I'll let it dry first. And then the back side has the pink, the lace, the pink, and the yellow. All right. All right, so that makes 4. Front and back. All right, there are the dangles. I thank you all for coming. This video is an hour and a half, so I probably do need to wind it up here. But thank you for joining me. This was fun. I enjoyed it, had fun, made some pretty dangles, and now I just got to find a journal to use them in. But Stacy, go take a look at that nursing journal I made. Oh my goodness. I think you'll love it. I love it. And I appreciate you guys coming by. And Jacqueline, if you're still there, thank you for coming by. And Rose, if you're still watching, thank you for coming by. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.